Mr. Brian Rosenbaum, welcome to the show. What are some of your volunteer manager career growth paths that you think you could summarize in a few Tuesday tips for our audience today?
Yeah, I would say one is that anyone who's interested in working with people and getting people excited. I think if you love tapping into people's imagination and creativity and eagerness to make a difference, um, we don't all need to be on the front lines as social workers or housing navigators. Um, I think there's a great argument that if you want to float just one level up from the direct, mobilizing community is a powerful way to do that. And there are a lot of different ways you can do that. You can do that in sales. You can do that as a manager in retail. You can do, there are so many ways to tap into the power of community. You can do it in the public sector, or rather the government sector. But I think for folks, that those psych majors out there, or the sociology majors who love how people interact and work together, but maybe counseling or therapy isn't the thing that you want to do, and you don't want to go into academia and be an actual sociologist. I think this is a route that allows us to maximize human potential in a way that it's not just you doing it. You're building roads, but you're also building relationships. You're building processes to help people get there. But you've also, you're going to roll up your sleeves and put on your gloves to help those people have a great experience. On some level, it's customer service, but on some level, it's capacity building and community organizing.
Absolutely. I love those as Tuesday tips because we come in with so many other hats and skills. I came in with media and film and TV production and live event production for 10 years before this became my career, and that's been invaluable to the agencies that I've worked with. And so it's like, what other skills do you have? What other skills are in the volunteer talent pool, and how can all of that be leveraged to, like you said, that power of the community, that people power, and the crossover with political campaigning and social justice or HR or program development. There's a lot of transferable skills that I think we have in our career that aren't always tapped into, not only for our own growth, but for the success of the mission of whichever agency we're working with.
And personally speaking, volunteer management, my first job out of getting my MSW, I was running our volunteer program, but I was also running our alumni program for those first gen college students, doing professional development for them, building their community and sense of, hey, I can do this. Mountains, molehills are not the mountains that they sometimes feel like for first gen students. And I was doing communications, and I was our office IT guy. So we all, yeah, we all wear a lot of capes. But I think they all connect in the sense of everything I do is in the service of my clients. And where I have come from, many capes, I'm still wearing a lot of them, but is really development focus. Volunteerism, transition to corporate volunteerism, and then starting to make some money. And I remember my first big win was we got a connection to Vans. Van was having their summer training, conference thing here in LA. They were looking for a nonprofit. They wanted to do a day of service. We had 4 hours. I was at United Way of Greater LA, which was a great place to be because everyone knocks at United Way's doors all the time saying, you're the hub. We want to make a difference. And I was able to sell them a package for 85 grand. There was 600 of their regional, their store managers from all over the country. They came together. We did a panel event about housing insecurity and the homelessness crisis. We did an equity exercise where we led them through this, this essentially board game that I had created previously that helped teach them about, power and privilege and their place in homelessness. And then they assembled 1,800 snack packs in teams, 5 teams of 120. And then we loaded those hundreds, I think it was 100, it was 180 boxes into 3 UPS wagons. So we brought in UPS into the partnership, into their trucks, and we distributed them to 6 different boys and girls clubs all around LA County. All of the pieces that came together in that, I mean, at the time, that was my crown jewel. It was such a proud moment. um, and supported by another 7 staff members, who were game to roll up their sleeves too. So like, I think that's a long way of saying, like, yes, this can all lead to development, but the collaboration that we do within our teams, within our small but mighty nonprofits, where everyone plays a role, I think is like one of the most powerful things about volunteerism, because maybe it sits in marketing, maybe it sits in development, maybe it sits in programming, but it's all connected. And volunteerism and volunteer engagement and community engagement as the hub of our nonprofits, I think it's a really powerful model, because ultimately we're mobilizing resources in support of our mission.
I love those. Those are fantastic tips. Is we are the hubs. We are the connecting factor, and very often the catalyst to get these partnerships that we wouldn't normally think of, and bringing even different CSR programs together at the same time is pretty new and innovative to a lot of people. So thank you for sharing those.